So we're going to talk about marketing right now. And we're not going to go so deep into the marketing. We're just going to go into the understanding of the conceptual part of marketing. And what does that look like? And just understanding like, hey, what does a funnel look like? How am I going to come and communicate to people and kind of, what might be some strategies? We're not going to talk about tactically going into it. We'll talk just a little bit, just so you can grab some idea. But this part right here is all about, hey, when I think of a marketing, think about marketing, and specifically we're going to talk about on buying, what are some places I might go for strategies and whatnot. So I just kind of want to jump right into it and just talk about marketing. Hello, this is Jason Rodriguez, and we are starting marketing. Oh, all right. So let's put this way. Let me share screens here. I am going to shift. Just give me a segundo here, and we will get them up, and we will swap slides. We'll put this down, and we are ready. Share that screen. 1, 2, and 3. 2/3. Anybody? Maybe not. All right, let's do it again. There you go. Boom. I should be there. Rah, there you go. Marketing, ta-da! So, yes. Let the world know you're in business. So I am hugely obsessed with like this whole marketing conversation and how we put marketing together and how does it work. And when I think about marketing, I think a few different things. Like, wow, in today's time, are there shiny objects? My God, there are shiny objects, and they are crazy. They will take you all kinds of different places. And I think that a lot of times when you have the discipline to understand what works and what doesn't work, and because something works doesn't mean that it is efficient. Meaning, I think a lot of times like social media, so we're buying houses, in 2018, buying houses, and social media is high. You got Instagram, you have Twitter, you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you have all of these different platforms in which you could do marketing versus direct mail. And people are like, oh, direct mail is dying. Except direct mail will give you a 3%, 4, 5%. I've gotten even up to a 10% response rate and purchase properties from it. When you look at marketing, you look at social media is giving like less than 1%. I mean, it is horrible on a lot of these marketings. Now, and I'm saying to the average person, if you have some super spidey, social media ninja assassin strategies in marketing, that's a whole different conversation. That's not what everyone is getting right now. So one of the things that we're looking at here is to come and say, all right, so we're going to do marketing. Which strategies are working, and how do I prioritize which ones I do first? So one of the first things I want to come and say is to make sure that you know your control. So what do I mean by control? So the control is this thing, the control, and it was taught to me very early when I first got started investing. They said, do not shift the control. The control is the one thing that absolutely works. Like for me, direct mail absolutely works. And I tell people, what does work mean? Marketing's job. There's a different, people get marketing and sales. They think it's the same, and it's not. Marketing is that it makes the phone ring. I mean, if I could just make it as simple as possible. Marketing makes that phone ring. Sales makes the deal happen. Sales makes the deal happen. And sales are two totally different things, meaning marketing is going to just get that phone to ring, and then the sales part, meaning making that deal happen, that's a salesperson's job. That means someone actually has to get on the phone or live and talk to that person, and you have to sell your concept, product, or idea. For us, we're selling the idea of selling us their property. And when you separate those and you realize, hey, my marketing is working. We did a marketing plan to generate 100 leads, and we received 100 leads, but you didn't close any deals, it's not a marketing problem, probably. It's probably a sales problem. Now, it could be marketing if you're talking to the wrong people. Now, in our business, a lot of times the wrong people means a few different things. So the wrong people may mean that it doesn't mean that they're not interested in necessarily selling. Like we send direct mail to out-of-town homeowners that have owned a property for more than 20 years. Now we know that a lot of them are not going to want to sell. We know statistically 80% of them will not. 80%, 20% of them will sell us the property. So 80% will not, 20% will sell the property to us. So with that being said, that we know that strategy is going to work. Now you get people that get confused and then they were like, well, 100% of them should want to sell us the house. No. Not even if you went into MLS where everyone has raised their hand and said, hey, I want to sell my house. If you made an offer to all of them full price, it does still not mean that every one of them is still going to accept your offer. So understanding that marketing and that sales piece. So we're just talking about the marketing piece. All right. So I'm going to open up this presentation here. Let's go back to that. Let's share that. And so without further ado, let's keep on here. So I wrote this book down. So this book is called, this book is called Guerrilla Marketing. And when I first got started in real estate, I was like, what are they talking about guerrilla marketing? That just sounds weird, like guerrilla marketing, right? So I got involved. I read this book and I thought it was a great book. I actually got to meet Jay Conrad Levison on one of my mastermind events. And so guerrilla marketing means just different cost-effective marketing strategies that will help get the phone to ring or be able to buy properties or sell whatever service or product that you're looking to sell. I thought it was just a great, easy read, which just kind of made little creative things pop into my head. And it just helped me to be creative. Now, it wasn't all about I needed shining objects, but just some added little values. And then I started to put them in priority order of how effective they were. And so we're going to talk about that shortly of putting your marketing plan in order for effectiveness. And that's definitely going to be very important. So ways to communicate with your buyer. You can do direct mail. You can call them over the phone. You can send text message and you can use emails. I will say this. I suggest you do them all of them. Direct mail, phone, text, and email. So obviously, sometimes you'll have email numbers. Sometimes you have phone. Sometimes direct mail. Sometimes you will have their mailing address. That's always easy to get. Phone numbers are a little bit more challenging. Once you have the phone, obviously you can text. And for the most part, if they're cell phones, and then emails definitely get a lot more challenging to get. So that's kind of what, like the progression of where they are. I recommend doing all of them. I do all to get buyers. So I suggest you use them all. What else do we have here? All right, so let's go. Cultivate relationships versus immediate response. So I put this here of cultivating relationships because when you are trying to cultivate a relationship, it could take time. And when I think of cultivating relationships, there's always the people that want to sell quick, but there's always the people that there's more people that are not necessarily in so much of a rush, and you just have to stay top of mind and you're cultivating those. And that can be from a regular homeowner, that could be from buying from an investor, that could be from a lot of different platforms. So just understand that. And the reason why I bring these two, I highlight these two, cultivating the relationship versus immediate response, is because a lot of time if you just start it and you take the wrong approach, just because you can run into some problems. Your business will not get off the floor. Think about it. If you take approach that all of the marketing takes 3 months to actually turn into maybe something, and I'll highlight that word, maybe something in 3 months, and you're brand new, you may be discouraged and saying, well, this is not working. This business doesn't work. It's not that this business doesn't work. I want to rest assured to everyone, this real estate investing business, it works, and it works everywhere. If it's not working for you right now, then we need to figure out how do we make that happen. So this is why we're doing these trainings and trying to understand some of the things. Okay. So the other piece inside there is immediate response. So what is the immediate? So immediate response for us is doing direct mail. Immediate response is putting out signs. Immediate response is going to be talking to other investors locally. So those are things that we're going to want to know that may have an immediate response. Now, I love immediate response. Why? Because I want my money immediately. And I think you should maybe have a good mix inside there. Like I think of cultivating relationships with other investors, some of them are going to say yes now. Some of them are going to want to do deals later. But nonetheless, it still just works out where, cultivating that relationship makes a lot of sense. So just understand where you are. A lot of times, immediate response does not necessarily mean that it's going to be more expensive. Sometimes it may be a little bit more expensive, like if you were doing direct mail or any of that stuff. But just know them both and make sure that you have a good mix. I would say if you're starting brand new and you want deals and profits right now, make sure that your marketing is immediate response. All right. So right now, if anyone has a question, I'd be more than happy to answer questions for us. We got the chat box right there. So just put whatever you got there and we could chat on the chat box here. Where is my PowerPoint? Where you go, PowerPoint? My PowerPoint sometimes goes crazy. Sometimes I go crazy. We're almost there. Hello. Let's see. All right. Oh, you see me. Hello, friends. If you have any questions, somebody say hi to me in the chat box. I always like a little bit of attention. A little bit of attention for me. Anyways, so all right, let's talk about some of the strategies that we have here. So on the strategies right now, this is a sample that we actually use, and this is just for sample explanation. So we have about 31 different strategies. Actually, we have more than this. Just on this slide right here, we show you there's 31. And I show you this as demonstration for, there's 31 that you see here. And the other piece that you are going to see here is that it goes down the marketing strategy. So this middle column right here is marketing strategies. Then this one right here is 1 through 5. This is very important. It's the priority of 1 through 5, meaning the most important ones, the ones that are going to pull the best deals or the fastest deals. So what happens a lot of times is people, they're like, oh, I'm just going to try this and I'm going to try that. But their priority, like and this comes back to the last slide that says immediate response versus a slower response. All of these strategies work to get a deal, but there are the ones that are in the top position get the phone to ring faster than others. So it's very important that you know that. And if you get it wrong and you cross it, you're going to have a problem. And I would imagine you don't want to have that kind of problem. You want a deal, you want it now, you want the check, and you want to get her done. So then we have to kind of focus on getting her done. So this is why we create this. Now, I'm not going in tactically of all these strategies. We're going to do that on another training that breaks down all the marketing strategies and which ones best fit you. I need you to understand from this right here is how to prioritize the marketing strategy so that you don't get caught out there with a shiny object that says, oh my God, Instagram is blowing up. And you should be on Instagram and LinkedIn. And then you say, oh, let me give up my direct mail because you know what? I heard Bob say Instagram is the bomb right now. And it's just working so good. And you look at it and it says, Well, is Instagram going to beat your number one strategy of direct mail? No, because they say, oh, it works, but to what effect? And here's cleaning it up. If Instagram, you have to spend $500 to get one lead for one person to call you. That's the cost of a lead, not a deal, a cost of a lead. Versus direct mail may cost you $20 to get one lead. Would you rather pay $20 or $500? Now, and I'm exaggerating with Instagram. Let's say it's $100. You pay $20 or $100 for a lead. Which one would you rather pay? Well, $20. Oh, but your friend said that Instagram is working and he likes it. Yeah, but you're still getting the same exact lead for $20 versus $100. So you have to take the $20 all day long. Outside of it saying, hey, if they gave me some more information and said, well, I'm paying $100 a lead, but I only need 3 of these leads, and then I got a deal. Then that may be different, but that's typically not what's happening. They are saying it's the same buyer that would have gotten your direct mail, but instead of getting your direct mail, they got your Instagram message. So it's the same buyer, and that's why we go apples for apples on it. So let's move on. So this one is just breaking it down. The same list, just kind of breaking it down so we could go a little bit tighter inside here to see what strategies and what priorities are what. And you can kind of take a little bit more zoomed in approach. And this is the back end. So I like to always talk about like direct mail, because direct mail is the #1 winner. And people are like, direct mail is dead. Yeah, right. You show me pound for pound, no talk, because talk is easy. Anyone could talk. My God, for the love of God. Look at me. I'm losing my mind. Anyone can talk. Anyone can say anything. I want the numbers. I want the stats. I want to know exactly. Show me direct mail costs me $27 a lead, and social media is costing me $13. Show me it's costing me $20. Save me any money. And I want to hear it. The challenge is that just doesn't happen. Sorry. If they do, I'm all in. And until they do, I'm not all in. Might I test? I might test. But here's what I learned from my mentor a long time ago. Ask a powerful question and you get a powerful answer. You ask a bad question, you're going to get a bad answer. In fact, I normally say you ask a crappy question, you're probably going to get a crappy answer. So, with that being said, ask powerful questions. So in direct mail, here are a list of the direct mail pieces, strategies that we use. Pre-foreclosures with equity, out of area with equity, probate with equity, free and clear with all free and clear have equity. I almost got you. Number 5, adjustable rate mortgages with equity, property tax delinquent with equity, bankruptcy with equity, divorce with equity, expire listings with equity, and then a customizable list. I keep on putting with equity because that taught me a very good discipline up front, because I was comparing with other big investors that were doing marketing campaigns, and what we started to see is that they would do direct mail marketing campaigns, and mine were better. And I was like, well, why? And I started looking at theirs, and they were just going for like out-of-town homeowners. And when I started to put a filter on out-of-town homeowners with equity, I always got better deals. Just that small little piece. And the list providers that I buy my list from will give us these properties, these types of leads with the equity filter in it. And so we're able to come and do that. So let's go to the next slide. All right, now we're talking, right? So now we're talking. So in here, so this is a funnel. I'm very visual, so I like to see the visual aids. So a funnel are marketing to buy. Let's just say I always like to start off with the goal of 100 leads. We want 100 leads. And then you start to funnel down. And if you start to see right about the 20% mark, which we know that 80% of them are really not going to come and want what we have at that time. At that time. Later on, yes, there'll be an increase inside there. So submitting offers, about 20%. And then from there, we are starting to work down those offers. Now, it shows all the way down to one closing, but ideally, it's going to be better than one. And we would probably shoot to, the better you are in your sales function. This is just a marketing function. The better you are in your sales function, the more properties you will be able to close. And people always say, well, how much is it, in marketing that I might spend? Then you don't need to do this. I'm just telling you, for me, for this $100 lead inbound marketing campaign to close between 1 and 3 deals, this may cost me approximately $3,000. Now that $3,000 is the marketing campaign included with the team, some of the team and the resources that it takes to make that funnel work properly. Meaning, like, I may have some virtual assistants to pre-screen the call. I have an answering service that I pay, and I also pay my phone system. So that's kind of like all inclusive in the $3,000 to make anywhere between, let's say $10,000 a deal, and this all can happen in 30 days. So that is the funnel that we're looking for. And what we typically are doing is we are reverse engineering the marketing to do that funnel. We are reverse engineering the marketing to make that funnel happen. And the code that we are looking to crack is to get how many leads do we need to guarantee one deal? That is the thing we are looking to crack. How many leads in this funnel do we need to guarantee one deal? And that's what that's the goal. And once you crack that, then you know. So here's a sample of a marketing campaign. So we build these out, and we use a marketing strategy. We try to use, not as many as possible. We want to use as few as possible, actually. Whoops, sorry. The priority status on it, like the priority from 1 to 5 of who's doing what, when, and where. Excuse me. What this is the priority 1 through 5 is the effectiveness in this marketing campaign. The status will say when did we start it? Where are we? The cost per unit, how many units we're sending, what's the response rate, what's the total cost, the total response, the total cost, and the cost per lead. And then here, who's in charge of which marketing campaign? Because I have a team. So it was Jason, Marvin, and Macau. We were working on this marketing campaign. And here's interesting. If you start looking down, my goal was to get 100 leads inbound. And so I wanted to show you a simple strategy that if I just did these two, direct mail, and then Marvin, he was working over the phone with other investors, he would be able to get me another 12 leads. So between Marvin and the direct mail and Marvin, reaching out to local investors, that brought me to 105 leads. My goal was 100 because I know that with 100 leads inbound, we are making money. Think about it. If, let's say I only made $10,000. Whoops, sorry about that. My computer just went crazy. Sorry about that. Let's say I was only making 10 grand, and it cost me $2,500 to make $10,000. Let's say I paid out another $2,000. So it's $4,400 to make $10,000. How many would invest $4,400 to make 10 grand? You give us 5, we give you 10. And that's only for one deal. What if we were doing 2 or 3 deals? And it still only cost me $2,500. And even on this one, it probably cost me like $2,500. And out of the $2,500, I'm making, I would make $7,500. How many would invest $2,500 to make $7,500? You probably do it all day, every day. Now, this is a very clean and effective marketing campaign, and we're paying attention to what is working and what is not working. Now, I'm going to show you one that is not effective. Look at this one right here. Same template. And just so you know, 95% of all the investors, they do their marketing campaign and they do it in their head. Horrible. They don't even write it out like the way I'm showing you right now. Now, you have access to this whole marketing campaign format. So we will definitely give you that. If you need that, just send us an email. Let us know. Hey, look, I want the marketing marketing format that you use, and we will give you that. Most people have this kind of in their head and they throw a few different things at it and they just say, all right, let me see what happens. This is the incorrect way to do it. Because look what happened. They only got 36 leads. If you had to get 100 to guarantee one deal and you got 36, now someone would look at this and say, that marketing campaign was no good. It just didn't work. Like, oh man, you know, the direct mail was horrible and this was horrible. It's not, that would be inaccurate. It's just that you didn't possibly have enough volume might have been the challenge. So volume is always a concern, whether you're going to be able to do it. You need 100 leads. You got 36. Come on, let's look at it. It's you already know that it's not going to work. So you can't say that the marketing didn't work. It was more your plan did not work. The marketing actually did pretty good. All right. So let's go to the next one. Off to the next one. So again, coming back to that, to this one, this is one that absolutely does work. So with that being said, I want to just come back to the point where we're looking and we're saying, hey, whoops, where are you? So the purpose of this video was for you to come and say, all right, I get it. I need to build a marketing campaign that is going to generate me 100 leads. I need 100 leads. And I gave you some tools and some ideas from this right here. And that could be like the guerrilla marketing. We have the 38 different strategies. We are going to do another video that's going to kind of go into a lot more of those strategies so you can identify what's going on with those strategies. How do they work? Why do they work? And then you can start building out your marketing campaign. I showed you this one because we're striving for to be able to generate the 100 leads in less than 30 days. A lot of times, if you're trying to do it free, it's going to take a lot. It may take more physical hours to complete the task. With this task, what you just seen right here, me, Jason, personally, to send out this direct mail marketing campaign, it took me less than an hour, and then it was all done. And it's handled all behind the scenes because I set up the right systems and process. And then Marvin spent a few hours on looking for these properties. So, you know, it just kind of depends. Do you want the instant result? You want it done and you're willing to pay for it? That's what it looks like. If you say, hey, look, I want to call other investors. I want to go to other investors' websites. I want to go on for sale by owner websites, and I want to go on MLS and do all those kinds of things. Absolutely, you could do that. Your cost is going to be very much definitely a lot cheaper, but it's going to take you more time. So we'll talk more. We'll have more training on marketing. Remember, we could talk days and days and days for marketing. This right here was just to remind you that your goal must be more than is a minimum of 100 leads. So that 100 leads to get one deal, it could be the better you are in sales, that 100 lead will be 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 deals for the same marketing dollars. Because it's all talking about now, do you know how to sell what you're selling? Do you know how to get the seller to say yes to your offers? And we obviously have more training on that. So we are going to wrap this up again. I just want to say thank you so much for enjoying this video again. And my name is Jason Rodriguez. I was excited, and I will talk to you soon on the next video. Marketing rules. I love marketing. Marketing. You must be a master of marketing. I'll talk to you later. Jason Rodriguez signing off. Boom.